Hey, Jonathan Klee here with Perception Funding. Welcome to our office. We just celebrated 15 years of being a nonprofit organization over the weekend. One of our donors brought these flowers out to our office as we had a celebration here with, I don't know, maybe 85 to 100 people. So I just wanted to share that with you because we're just excited about all the support that we've gotten that then helps us to continue to help more organizations and ministries and church plants and orphanages all over the world with their fundraising needs. And so today we, for the first time, are starting a new YouTube series where we're going to deliver fundraising ideas. And the goal is that every 2 weeks, we give you a list of 10 to 14 to 20 ideas to help you be creative and implement them, but also in reality, we know that not everyone, and we hope everyone doesn't try to implement all these ideas, but just to get your juices flowing, and maybe there's some ideas that resonate with you. We're doing this because we've seen several for-profit organizations have these 365-day fundraising calendars where there's something that you can do every single day of the year. So the idea is a little spin on that. We know as we've looked into some of those resources that they're really overwhelming for people, and it's just not practical that people are going to do all these ideas. That in order to do it, you need a significant sized team of dedicated people that are just working those ideas. And so we really want to come up with a lot of ideas to inspire you and to help get you moving in the right direction. But we also want to be realistic with what's possible. So what you're going to see as we get into these ideas is we're also trying to be really specific for the season or the time of year that we're currently in. This first one, we're in mid-November now of 2023. We are hoping that the idea is that these are reusable and you can apply these anytime. But the idea is that in the season that we're in the year-end fundraising season. And the IRS says that 40% of all annual giving to all nonprofit organizations happens in the fourth quarter of the year. So in October, November, and December. Another wild stat is that 12% of annual giving happens in just the last few days of the year. And so with these fundraising ideas, we want you to stand out to your supporters. Many of your supporters, your donors, they give to a variety of different things. And so we don't want you to just be lost in the noise during year-end giving season, but we want you to stand out. We want you to be able to tell good stories. And so that's really the heart of all these ideas. And so we're going to share our screen and hop into just a different mode here as we get into these ideas. So the video is in the e-course, and so are the ideas. Casting some vision as we dive into this. And so fundraising ideas part 1, and that's where we're at right now. And every 2 weeks, as we add a new video, we will expand the ideas. And I'm not going to take time to go over all the ideas, but I'm going to touch on maybe a few and just maybe even a few specific parts of those ideas. The very, very first one there, a year-end campaign kickoff. We see the organizations that we work with having the most success in their year-end fundraising plan is because they did just that. They had a plan, and they really see it snowballing and having this momentum each year end as they build on it. And so maybe you've never had a year-end fundraising plan before, and you've never really focused on that. So your first year, it might not be as much or meet the goals that you set, but the next year you can build on it and plan sooner. And also the heart of it is that you're not asking for money every single day, every single month of the year and season, but you're intentionally spending time with your donors, your supporters more, and you're thanking them, and you're telling stories of the work that is happening in your organization so that people feel led to give to your mission. So the very first one there is the year-end campaign kickoff and having impactful storytelling. Stories is how people are drawn in to what you're doing and sharing not just numbers, but the particular stories that make up those numbers is really important. A donor appreciation day, I think that can be you can be really intentional about making that coincide with Giving Tuesday, and even asking some of your current donors to share about why they give to your organization. People want to be involved and they just need to ask. So asking current donors to share on social media or even via email with a few of the friends about why they're involved with your organization can really go a long ways. A virtual open house. I was just playing in this the other day with one of our other partners, and they decided, kind of along the same lines of what I had just mentioned, they decided to ask a few people that were planning to join the virtual open house to share how their organization has impacted their lives themselves, to really make the virtual open house not just one-sided in terms of just the organization sharing about what's going on, but getting donors or friends of the organization involved and sharing about how it's impacted them. Monthly giving, man, monthly giving is so important. It's really how an organization that depends on fundraising, it's how you become sustainable and stay sustainable for long term. So if you haven't focused on monthly giving, you should begin to do that. Then if you don't have a good online giving platform, we do. We have our own. It's called Give Transform. It's givetransform.org. And people can set up recurring gifts for monthly or quarterly or any time frame. But also they can give a variety of different ways. So I encourage you to check that out. Matching giving challenge. Matching gifts, at times they can be hard to come by in terms of getting a particular donor to put up the match. We've seen them be really effective as small as a $2,500 match. And they really work well in the year-end fundraising season because you can have that deadline, that nearby goal of we want to raise $2,500, which will then be matched by another $2,500 if we raise it by the end of the year. So let's see what else is on here. Impactful video series. Not encouraging, but asking people that you're ministering to, asking people that the programs of your nonprofit are working with, getting those people to share how it has changed their life is really impactful. Not just stories and videos from donors of why they support, but stories of those you're ministering to, doing outreach to, that your programs are focused on. Online Giving Day, that's really Giving Tuesday. That's big at the end of November. And I think a lot of organizations, what they see with Giving Tuesday is they see their donor, I'm just going to say, maybe grandma always gives $500 in mid-December every year. And then with Giving Tuesday, what they see is grandma just moves that same $500 to Giving Tuesday. And so I want to encourage people not to do that, but to focus on new donors. Giving Tuesday is also a great time where people that they're embarrassed to give a $25 gift or even a $10 gift because they think it's too little and it's not going to have an impact, or they're just embarrassed to give a small amount. Giving Tuesday is a time where those feelings go away for some reason, and maybe people see the collective collaboration of all the funds put together, where they're just inspired by all the stories of what organizations are doing. And so I encourage you to use Giving Tuesday as a way to add new donors. And another good way of doing that is having the people who are impacted by your organization, both your donors and the people that you're doing ministry or outreach to, sharing about your organization. That can really go a long way. So that's our first video for this series. And like I said, we're going to work and try hard to have 10 to 14 to 20 ideas every 2 weeks, so that over the course of the year, there can be 365 ideas. And we know, like I said, it's not realistic. It's not tangible for people to apply all of these to the work that they're doing, but maybe you'll be inspired by a few of them. Thanks for joining.